You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. My name is Arya Whitner, and this is your NXT update for Wednesday, May 11th, 2016. It was the return of Finn Balor, the longest reigning champion in NXT history, returned to Full Sail for the first time since losing his championship. To kick off tonight's show, the fans were definitely appreciative of Finn, chanting, "Thank you, Finn," which made him thank the fans instead. Finn moved on to address the new champion, Samoa Joe. He brought over that takeover in London. Either man could win, it could have gone either way, but Balor won. Takeover in Dallas could have gone either way, and Balor won. However, in Lowell, Massachusetts, that match could also go either way, but Samoa Joe won. Before he could continue, that was the cue for Elias Samson, of all people. Samson came out playing a song dedicated to Balor losing the belt. He made it all the way to the ring and stood behind Balor as he finished his song, so Balor gave him a Pele kick. And the Drifter drifted away, leaving his guitar, so Samson, he needs his guitar, so Balor, being a nice guy he is, picked up his guitar and heaved it up the ramp, and tell you what, Samson could catch the dang thing. They replayed Eric Young's interview from last week, saying that the cream always rises to the top, and he's happy that he's here on NXT. Finn Balor was backstage saying that he's going to finish what needs to be said to Samoa Joe tonight when he gets done kicking Elias Samson's ass. NXT Tag Team Champions American Alpha returned to Full Sail for the first time since winning the title to take on Corey Hollis and John Skyler. Hollis and Skyler now have matching gear, so I guess that makes them an official team. The crowd exploded for Gable and Jordan, chanting that they deserve it. This was your normal American Alpha match. Gable ran wild with chain wrestling early. Jordan got in a little bit himself before Gable tagged back in and got cut off for the heat. Hollis and Skyler did get more in this match than you would probably expect, considering each team's respective push, but Jordan got the hot tag, and suddenly it was full Suplex University on their foes. The Revival came out at one point to stand on the ramp and watch, which, while it distracted the champs momentarily, the champs did pick up the win with grand amplitude. After the match, they laid down the belts, they laid down the gauntlet for the Revival to come and fight them, but Dash and Dawson backed away, saying that this would be done on their time. Dun dun dun! Shinsuke Nakamura was backstage. He did a brief promo mocking the idea of Alex Riley's rage, and that led us to the loser retroactively gets fired match, as Shinsuke Nakamura took on Alex Riley. Do you think when Triple H or whomever it was that called the people to wish him well in the future endeavors gave him a call, Riley screamed at him, "Say it to my face!" Sorry, I had to do that. Anyway, Riley used his size to mock Nakamura at first, but that didn't last long, since Nakamura then mocked him back. This was more of a squash match actually than the opener, as Riley got very little offense. He moved out of the way of a Nakamura knee, and did very little otherwise other than making fun of the idea of strong style. Nakamura made his comeback, and won quickly with the Kinshasa. Austin Aries was backstage in Mr. Regal's office and wanted proof to show how great he is. He wanted quality competition when former tag team champions Blake and Murphy barged in and demanded a tag team title match with American Alpha. Aries brought up how disrespectful this was and said they couldn't even bring Alexa Bliss in to make it a little better. Turned out Alexa was there, she was just hiding behind her much larger men. But anyway, while the three of them yelled back and forth, Mr. Regal told him to shut up, and he made a tag team match playa for next week. as Blake and Murphy take on Austin Aries and a partner of Aries' choosing. Women's Division time, Alexa Bliss versus Rachel Ellering, who is in fact the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer Precious Paul Ellering, trained by Lance Storm. A few weeks ago, Alexa defeated Tessa Blanchard, so now Corey Graves is joking that she's going to beat every former wrestler's daughter. The match was fine, except for one spot near the end where it looked like Ellering missed a drop kick by several feet and Bliss sold it anyway. However, they changed camera angles, so you didn't quite see it. Anyway, Alexa won with the Sparkle Splash. It's funny because she called the Sparkle Splash when she was a cute little pixie character, and now she's no longer a cute little pixie. However, her finisher is still the Sparkle Splash. Go figure. Bayley was backstage and said Asuka gave her the fight of a lifetime in Dallas, and now is training and will win the title again. Up walked Nia Jax, who said that Bayley from losing was weaker. Bayley brought up that in London she choked out Nia Jax, and long story short, they challenged the other to a match, and next week they will be squaring off. Main event time. Finn Balor versus the Drifter, Elias Samson. Samson worked on Finn's injured shoulder that he has taped up following the beating Joe gave him in Lowell, Massachusetts. Balor made his comeback with some hard chops and kicks to the Drifter, used his corner drop kick, and finished Samson off with a 1916, which is the new name for the Bloody Sunday DDT, 1916 being the year of the Irish Uprising. After the match, Balor said he's not taking anything away from Samoa Joe yet, but he wants his rematch. Balor is obsessed with NXT and obsessed with being the NXT champion, but now he is possessed like a demon stalking his prey. He is possessed with going after what belongs to him, which brought out your NXT champion, Samoa Joe. Joe shouted at him from the ramp. He didn't have a mic, nor did he need a mic, as he was shouting at Balor that Balor deserves nothing and does not deserve a title shot. Mr. Regal ran in out of nowhere. I don't even know where he came from, but suddenly he was on the ring apron, and he shouted that this is NXT and it will not break down into chaos, but did announce at NXT TakeOver on June 8th, for the fourth time ever, Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. Joe continued to rant and rave at Mr. Regal from the ramp, so Balor did a nice running flip dive over the top rope, taking out the champ. The show ended with Joe grabbing at his title belt and clutching it tight to his chest like his favorite teddy bear he doesn't want to see slip away. And that does it for this week. Thank you all for listening. Another good episode of NXT, another one to go check out. Thank you all for listening. We'll talk to you again in 7 days.
You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.